Australians are social by nature. And I think our office buildings from the past haven't really related to that sociability that we are as Australians.
We look to hire and retain the best and brightest people, and I think one of our objectives from day one was to try and create a workspace which I believe now is one of the best workspaces in the market.
But we're also seeing a notion where people will spend less time at their workstation and more time in communal spaces. Teamwork is kind of driving that shift.
New technologies, new working patterns and even new workspaces are responding to the modern demands of an increasingly flexible workforce.
I see that trend will increase rather than reduce, and so and the common places and the public places within the city are also often the places where we cross over between living and working. People do as much work sometimes in the cafes as they might do at home or in parts of the workplace.
Hello and welcome to this, our fourth and final part in the Thought Leadership series looking at the future workspace. Today, the all-important human factor. One of the things we're going to be looking at is how people and businesses in this new world of work connect with their values.
Our two biggest assets are our people who work for us and our clients. One way you can get people to work better together from our point of view is to make sure that we create an environment which allows and facilitates them mixing and talking and communicating.
It's taken some time, but the office is beginning to reflect a more human face. There's the recognition that effective and real communication is central to success, and work doesn't need to be an impersonal space.
They're things that are just simply good for people, and they're things that you ask people, what do you value most? They invariably say, one, connectedness. I mean, I think people are crying out for stronger human relationships and quality human relationships. So connectedness, air, light, some of those sorts of things. These spaces where people can come together for a myriad of purposes and commune, for want of a better word.
We're seeing a shift towards visibility between people so they connect with their teams, the ability to move vertically through the workplace and bump into and interact with other people, getting slightly larger areas of floor plate, of floor area for putting larger teams together. So there's a dynamic occurring and there's a shift in understanding how to get the balance right between interaction, privacy and so on.
It's called information technology, but most humans still prefer and need good old-fashioned ways of getting in touch. Faster computer chips don't always lead to feelings of well-being or collaboration.
The one thing we can't get from the virtual world, and that is contact with other people, bumping into people in corridors, exchanging ideas in a way that's spontaneous and can never happen through something structured like email or a teleconference or the like, which essentially has to be premeditated. You have to actively set up an opportunity to talk to people in that sort of situation. Whereas bumping into somebody in a corridor can be an incredibly powerful and effective way of resolving a problem or getting across an idea.
These kinds of design strategies don't grow on trees. They need to be tailor-made to fit the ethos of an organisation and the need to recognise where that organisation is headed. And one of the key factors is consultation with staff.
We set up a very comprehensive internal communication strategy, and actually we use the intranet not just to actually inform staff about what we're doing, but also as a medium for people to ask questions, to give us opinions. So between those three things, the strategic brief, the dedicated work streams and the internal communication process, we're able to, I think, encapsulate input from a broad range of staff.
If you ask someone who works in one of these advanced workplaces, what does it mean, and they articulate it's consistent with what the organisation means, then you have a greater sense of engagement from those people, you have a greater sense of commitment from those people.
There is not one large body of financial analysis to interpret or evaluate these new workplaces. But businesses are making informed decisions about how they benefit key HR issues such as turnover and attracting talent.
Both tangible benefits in terms of employee retention, in terms of knowledge transfer, of getting new employees up to speed faster simply through the exchange of ideas and information, to the less tangible ones of people enjoying coming to work and being proud of their workplace and wanting to bring their friends and family to come and see the environment that they work in because they're proud of it. Now, it's hard to measure those sorts of things, but they have a value within the context of the organisation.
I think it's the cost benefits we recognise through having a flexible work environment over time. Beyond people and technology, our premises is the third largest expenditure of most people in our industry. So, yeah, we expect to see those cost benefits come over.
Another key driver for change, which people in and outside of any organisation are pushing for, is the environment, both in terms of providing workers with a more natural setting and also reducing the size of an office's carbon footprint.
Because there's quite a lot of research around showing that higher levels of fresh air, non-gassing of toxic materials, views to the outside, the general atmosphere of the workplace is actually helping people work more effectively.
Now, the workplaces that can respond to those sorts of needs are the ones that will actually capture the imagination of people. So I think what property professionals should be doing going forward is looking at those sorts of issues and having the courage and capability and getting the skills in to be able to respond to that.
Social changes affect the workspace. Many women are now the breadwinners. Household size is shrinking, and distinctions between work and home, family and the office are increasingly blurred.
One of the most stable things in people's lives these days is the workplace. And if the workplace can actually positively contribute socially and developing social capital, relationships, hobbies, etc., then I think that's actually quite a good thing, and I think that trend will continue.
But these offices are also works in progress. It doesn't all stop when you move in. There's fine-tuning and the inevitable changes which affect any firm's operating environment. And again, this is the core strength of the future workplace: flexibility.
But the second and most important way of doing it is communication, is continuing the process of consultation with the people using the building, not just in creating it, but continuing that process right through the life of it. And some of our clients have set up what they call a body corporate, which is a bit like the body corporate you'd have in a strata residential building, where representatives from different parts of the business periodically get together to talk about how well the workplace is supporting them and looking at ways in which it can be tuned, or they can change their process or tune their processes or even their behaviours to make sure that they're getting a truly productive environment.
A more productive environment. And it's a fitting sign-off for the themes which have been contained in this 4-DVD Thought Leadership series. We've seen how smart places to work can really help performance and make a difference to your people in more ways than one. Good luck, but don't wait too long, because the workspaces of the future are actually here now.